Hi, welcome to the CrafteeManatee. Today I'm going to be showing you how to crochet a granny square. This tutorial assumes that you know how to make a chain and a double crochet stitch, but that is really all you need to know to get started crocheting a granny square. There are several ways to crochet a granny square. Today I'm going to be showing you the way that I learned how to crochet them and how I've enjoyed crocheting them recently for a lot of different projects. So keep that in mind if you've seen them worked differently. There are a lot of right ways to crochet a granny square. Before we get started, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more crochet patterns and tutorials, and share this video with a friend who you think might also like learning how to crochet a granny square. For today's tutorial, I am using a worsted weight yarn and a corresponding crochet hook, which in my case is a 5mm crochet hook or the letter H, but you can use any yarn that you want for this granny square. To get started, we are going to make a slip knot and attach it to our hook, and then chain 4. And now make a slip stitch back into that first chain that we made. And that is going to create the center ring of our granny square. For our first round, we are going to chain 6. This is going to count as 1 double crochet stitch and 1 chain 3 space at the end of our round. It'll make more sense once we get there. But now we are going to go ahead and work 3 double crochet stitches into the center of that ring. And now chain 3. And we are going to repeat that 2 more times. So we are going to double crochet 3 and then chain 3 all into the center of this ring here. And I will meet you back here after we have done that 2 more times to work on our final step of the first round. And this is what the first round of our granny square is looking like right now. I've left off on that final chain 3. And now we are going to work 2 double crochet stitches into the center because this starting chain 6 is going to count as that third and final double crochet. So go ahead and double crochet 2. And now we are going to slip stitch into the third chain of our chain 6. So you'll count from the bottom here, 1, 2, and 3. And we will work a slip stitch into that chain. And now we are going to work another slip stitch into that first chain 3 space that we made, and that is going to help even out our rounds. So let's pause for a second and take a look at our granny square. You can see that we have 4 sets of these double crochet stitches and then 4 sets of the chain 3 spaces. So the chain 3 spaces are going to be our corners, and these double crochet stitches are going to be along our edges. So let's go ahead and start working round 2. For round 2, I am going to be changing colors. You can work this granny square all in one color if you want, but this is going to help differentiate the rounds for you guys. So I'm going to just join this new color here. And now, like we did in the first round, we are going to chain 6. And now we are going to work 3 double crochet stitches into that first chain 3 space of the previous round. So right in there, we will be working 3 double crochet stitches. And now we will chain 1. And now we are going to work in this next chain 3 space. So we are going to work 3 double crochet stitches. And now chain 3. And work 3 double crochet stitches back into that same chain 3 space. So a lot is going in this corner space here. And now we are going to repeat what we have just done for every corner. So we're going to chain 1, work 3 double crochet stitches, chain 3, and then 3 double crochet stitches back in the same corner stitch. And we're going to do that 2 more times. So I will meet you back here once we have that worked and we're ready to work on this final corner here. This is what round 2 will be looking like after we have worked those repeats. And now we are going to chain 1. And we're going to work 2 double crochet stitches into this final chain 3 space here that we had worked those first 3 in at the beginning of the round. We're going to work our final 2 into that same chain 3 space there. And now, like we did in round 1, we are going to slip stitch to the 3rd chain of this original chain 6 stitch here. So we are going to count up 1, 2, and 3, make that slip stitch, and then we are going to slip stitch into that starting chain 3 space to keep our rounds even. Let's go ahead and pause here for a second and look at the construction of our granny square. So as you can see in the previous round, we worked in the corner spaces and we worked those sets of double crochet plus a chain plus more double crochet stitches to keep these corners nice and square. But now we have added this extra chain 1 space to every side. And we're going to be working in those in the following round, but we're not going to be working all of the stitches that we do in the corner stitches. So just take a look at your granny square right now and you'll see distinct corners and distinct edges. And keep that in mind as we work. I'm going to go ahead and change colors again for our 3rd round. I'm just going to attach that. And now we are going to chain 6, just like we have in the previous rounds. This 3rd round is basically the same rounds that we are going to be working on all following rounds of our granny square. So I'll go ahead and show you what we're going to be doing for the remainder of our square. So we are going to go ahead and work 3 double crochet stitches into that first chain 3 there. And now chain 1. And now we have come across our first chain 1 space. And in that space, we are going to work just 3 double crochet stitches. And now chain 1. And now we're going to be working the corners exactly the same as we did in the previous round. So we are going to make 3 double crochet stitches, and then a chain 3, and 3 more double crochet stitches all in that corner. And that is what we are going to repeat all the way around until we get to the beginning here. And so we are going to be chaining 1, working 3 double crochet stitches in the next chain 1, chaining 1, and then working our corner stitch of 3 double crochet stitches, 3 chains, and 3 more double crochet stitches. And we are going to just continue that all the way around until this final chain 1 space over here, and I'll show you how we work the end of the round. Now that we are back to the beginning of the round, I have worked my 3 double crochet stitches plus a chain 1 in that final chain 1 space of the previous round, and now I'm going to work 2 double crochet stitches into this first chain 3 that we worked our first 3 double crochet stitches into. So this is the same as all of the previous rounds have been. We are working our final 2 double crochet stitches here. And then we will slip stitch into the 3rd chain there. And then slip stitch into the chain 3 space. And that is the end of our 3rd round. As you can see, the only difference between now and the last time that we paused to look at our granny square is that we have an extra chain 1 space on each edge. So in our next round, we are just going to continue working that like we worked our chain 1 spaces of the last round. And with that method, you can make a granny square as large as you want. You can just continue working exactly how we've been working and just take into account those extra chain 1 spaces and work them just like you would any other stitch. I'm going to crochet one more round of this granny square just to walk you through it one final time. So I'm going to change yarn colors. And now chain 6. And now work 3 double crochet stitches into this first space here. Now chain 1 and work 3 double crochet stitches into the next chain 1 space. Chain 1 and repeat that in the next chain 1 space. Now chain 1, and we have reached our first chain 3 space, so we need to work a corner stitch, which is going to be the 3 double crochets. Plus a chain 3. And 3 more double crochet stitches into the same space. Now chain 1 and continue that all the way around your granny square, and I'll meet you back here for the very end. And now that we are back to the beginning of the round, like always, we are going to work 2 double crochet stitches into that first chain 3 of the round, and slip stitch into the 3rd chain of our first chain 6. And now slip stitch back into that space there. And that is how you crochet a granny square. You can now just tuck in all of these yarn tails and your granny square will be done. A trick that I like to do to clean up where we have transitioned our colors is just to scoot the double crochet stitch clusters together, and that helps hide this chain here that's in the color of the previous round. So this is totally optional, but I just like to squeeze those together and it hides where our color has changed. I hope you enjoyed learning how to crochet a granny square. If you did, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more crochet patterns and tutorials. You can also find all of my patterns over on Ravelry, Rippler, and Etsy. Thanks for watching. Bye.